As the 1960s began, worship continued in the temporary auditorium, now called Harris Hall. In October 1963, during the national desegregation turmoil, Dr. Harris led UBC to reaffirm that all applicants for membership will be welcomed regardless of race and color. Dr. Joseph King became the first full-time minister of music in 1960. In 1964, Dr. King initiated an annual chapel choir tour as an extended ministry of UBC. By 1972, the choir was traveling across the entire United States. The church acquired 5 octaves of handbells during King's ministry, expanding instrumental music. Harry Pyland came in 1961 as Minister of Education. During his ministry, Sunday school enrollment reached an all-time peak. Under Pyland's direction, the education complex was completed in 1967. After 38 years, the entire Sunday school could finally meet in buildings designed for that purpose. Training Union shaped future church leaders by teaching Christian heritage, understanding of world religions, and public speaking. GAs also continued to develop leadership skills among the girls and young women. RAs, along with the Boy Scout troop formed in 1967, created both church and community leaders. Troop 600, recognized as the most outstanding troop in the United States, produced the highest number of Eagle Scouts in America, 236. The youth program continued to expand. An annual dinner on the grounds became a fellowship tradition. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the college ministry expanded. This department filled our current music room on Sunday mornings. From the time of Dr. Watson's ministry, the church envisioned a sanctuary facing Canty Street. In the early 1970s, the time had come. The congregation dedicated the sanctuary in 1974. UBC dedicated the sanctuary to serve those of every age and color and creed. The sanctuary's stained glass windows represent biblical truths by their abstract combinations of symbols, shapes, and colors. During our country's bicentennial year, Jimmy Carter worshiped with UBC on October 31, 1976, 2 days before his election as president. The following year, Dr. Harris was re-elected as president of the Baptist General Convention of Texas. His unexpected death on July 31, 1977, prevented him from serving his full term. Dr. James E. Carter led the church during a period of cultural and denominational transition from 1978 to 1988. During his tenure, the church recognized women's roles in the life of the church and ordained women as deacons and ministers. In June 1979, University Baptist Church celebrated its 50th anniversary. The church now encompassed a congregation that filled 2 worship services. Under Jesse Newcomer's direction, the chapel choir was recognized as the best Baptist youth choir in the highest division in Texas. Newcomer initiated the first chapel choir homecoming in 1979. Newcomer led the choirs to present a variety of music and helped to organize the first program of Advent music, decoration, and devotions in 1981. In the 1980s, Bible drill encouraged children to hide God's Word in their hearts. UBC began 2 significant local mission efforts in the 1980s, establishing an Arabic church, which met in Watson Chapel, and McCart Meadows Baptist Church, which met in Southwest Fort Worth. Dr. Brad Creed served as the pastor of McCart Meadows. Core families from UBC helped to form the congregation. Other mission ministries of UBC included the Wabash Missionary House, Meals on Wheels, Baptist Community Center, and Homebound Visitation. Dr. Randall Everett arrived in 1989 to serve as pastor. He made evangelism and missions his priorities. This ensured the continuation of UBC's mission commitments as we entered the 1990s.